Hey, your mommy, my children. Have you ever seen a young palm tree in a storm? Come closer. Let me tell you an African folk tale of wisdom. A true story from long ago in the beautiful village of Irekwodun. It is a story of discipline, love, and understanding. Listen closely, for the lessons are as enduring as the roots of a baobab tree. In a small Yoruba village called Irekwodun, nestled between lush hills and a winding river, there lived a farmer named Baba Aderokpo and his wife, Baba Adufe. They had 3 children, Adeoba, the eldest, and a hard-working boy of 14. Adenike, their curious and mischievous 8-year-old daughter, and little Kolade, just 4, whose innocence charmed the entire village. Baba Aderopo was known for his strictness. He believed that discipline was the backbone of a successful life. Spare the cane, spoil the child, he often told his wife. Mama Adufe, on the other hand, had a gentler approach. She believed in teaching through a patience and understanding. This difference in parenting often led to disagreements. One sunny afternoon, Baba Aderokpo brought Adeoba and Adenike to the yam field to help with the harvest. He gave each child specific tasks. Adeoba was to dig up the yams, while Adenike gathered them into baskets. While Adeoba dug up yams, Adenike's curious eyes followed a butterfly flitting nearby. She ran off, chasing the butterflies through the bushes, forgetting her task, leaving the yams scattered on the ground. When Baba Aderokpo saw this, he was furious. His voice thundered across the field. "Adenike!" he bellowed, his voice echoing through the field. "How dare you abandon your work for such foolishness?" Adenike froze, her small body trembling. Baba Aderokpo reached for a bamboo cane and struck her several times on the back and her legs. Tears streamed down Adenike's face as she whimpered an apology. Adeoba, watching from a distance, felt a pang of guilt for not stepping in to help his sister sooner. Mama Adufe, who had come to bring them water, arrived just in time to see Adenike's tear-streaked face and Baba Aderokpo's frown. Before Mama Adufe could speak, Adenike ran into the bush in fear, as fast as her legs could carry her, wailing. Her mother called out to her to stop running. Mama Adufe spent the next hour looking all over the bush for her. Baba Adufe continued harvesting the yams, unbothered. They finally saw her hiding behind a baobab tree, crying, her legs covered in blisters. As soon as she saw her mother and brother, she retreated, limping, fearing that her father had caught up with her again. Her mother reassured her. She could hardly walk. They helped her up and took her back to the farm. "Baba Aderokpo," Mama Adufe said, her voice calm but firm, "is this discipline or punishment? Did you teach her why her actions were wrong, or did you just let your anger speak?" "She must learn," Baba Aderokpo retorted. "How else will she grow into a responsible adult?" Mama Adufe said no more, but held Adenike close, whispering comforting words as they walked home together. That evening, Mama Adufe prepared a family meal of pounded yam and egusi soup. As they ate under the large baobab tree in their compound, Baba Aderokpo noticed Adenike flinch whenever he moved. He frowned but said nothing. After the meal, Mama Adufe gathered the children and began one of her famous folktale stories, a tale woven with wisdom and lessons. Baba Aderokpo sat nearby, pretending not to listen, but paying close attention. "Once upon a time," Mama Adufe began, "there was a mighty river that flowed through a forest. By its banks grew 2 plants. a tall, strong bamboo, and a tender palm shoot. The bamboo was proud of its strength, swaying only slightly even in the fiercest storms. The palm, however, was young and weak, often bending low under the gentlest breeze. "Why are you so soft and weak?" the bamboo asked the palm one day. "Stand tall like me." The palm replied, "I am still growing, bamboo. My roots are not deep, and my stem is not yet strong. I need time and care." But the bamboo scoffed, "Time and care are for the weak. Strength is all that matters." One day, a powerful storm swept through the forest. The bamboo stood firm, resisting the wind with all its might. The young palm, on the other hand, bent low to the ground. When the storm passed, the bamboo, having fought too hard, lay broken by the river bank. But the palm, though bent, stood upright once more, ready to grow stronger. Mama Adufe paused, letting the story sink in. "Children, do you understand the lesson?" Adenike nodded thoughtfully. The palm survived because it was given time to grow. "Exactly," Mama Adufe said, smiling. "Every child is like the palm shoot. They need guidance, not just force, to grow strong. Discipline is important, but it must be given with love and understanding, or it can break the spirit instead of building it." Baba Aderopo sat in silence long after the children had gone to bed. Mama Adufe's story echoed in his mind. He thought of Adenike's tears and how she had flinched earlier. Was he raising his children to be strong like the bamboo, only to have them break under pressure? The next day, he called Adenike to his side. "Adenike," he began, his voice softer than she had ever heard. "Do you understand why I was angry yesterday?" Adenike hesitated, then shook her head. "No, Baba, I was just chasing a butterfly." Baba Aderopo sighed. "Butterflies are beautiful, but our work is important too. If you don't help, it becomes harder for your brother and I to finish the harvest. But I should have explained that to you instead of raising my hand." Adenike's eyes widened. Baba Aderopo rarely admitted when he was wrong. "I am sorry, Baba," she whispered. "And I am sorry too," Baba Aderopo said, pulling her into a hug. "From now on, I will try to be more like the palm and less like the bamboo." Over time, Baba Aderopo began to change. When Adeoba forgot to fetch water from the well one morning, instead of scolding him, Baba asked, "Why did you forget?" "I was trying to finish my chores quickly so I could study," Adeoba admitted. Baba Aderopo nodded. "That is a good reason. But remember, balance is key. Next time, plan your time better." When Adenike spilled a pot of soup, Baba helped her clean up and then showed her how to carry it properly. "Mistakes are how we learn," he said, surprising even himself with his patience. Mama Adufe watched with pride as her husband grew into a gentler, wiser father. Word of Baba Aderopo's transformation spread through Irepodun. Other parents began to question their own methods of discipline. One day, the village elders invited Baba Aderopo and Mama Adufe to speak at a community gathering. Baba Aderopo stood before the crowd, his voice steady. "Discipline is like a bamboo cane. It can guide a child to grow straight, but if used without care, it can break them. We must balance discipline with love and understanding." Mama Adufe added, "Teach your children with patience. Show them the consequences of their actions, but never let anger guide your hand." The villagers nodded in agreement, and from that day on, Irekpodun village became a place where children were nurtured like the tender palm, guided with care until they were strong enough to stand on their own. Years later, Adeoba became a respected and successful farmer, Adenike a skilled storyteller, and little Kolade a wise village elder and teacher. Each carried their lessons of their parents into their own lives, raising their children with the same balance of discipline and love. And so, the story of the bamboo cane and the tender palm became a cherished tale passed down through generations as a reminder that strength comes not from force, but from guidance rooted in love. Olu, what lessons have you learned about the discipline and love? Baba Aderopo realized that his anger and the bamboo cane could harm more than help. He chose a better way, teaching with love and patience. And the moral lesson of this story is that discipline is a tool, not a weapon. Let's always balance it with love.